we can't see it free, fair, and credible elections. So as long that that Saturn is being observed at the level of the democracies, the rules of laws, and human rights, once all these three factors is being observed, I can assure you that there will be free, fierce, and credible elections. The Article 5 of that same Saturn also talk about all state parties shall take all measures to ensure constitutional rights, particularly the constitutional transfers of powers. Other than what we are experiencing, especially within the ECOWAS country, in Niger, in Côte d'Ivoire, where the militaries, take over powers. And you know what that set is. So with what is happening in Nigeria, I can also assure you that Nigeria will get it right, in the sense that the power will be transferred constitutionally to another democratic elected government. So whether you like it or not, I think that will be joy that we are seeing at the level of the African unions. We are not seeing coup taking over, we are not seeing military coming back to rise. So as long as those one, we are getting it right. So every other thing, which I'm sure that it can also, fall in place. So what we can be discussing now is, like I said, the democracy, the rule of law, and human rights will also be followed. So the guidelines are also be there. So we advising the citizen that this time around, this will be out there, rather than, attacking, killings, and all that. They should also make sure that they elect the right people that will come to power. There is so much thing that Sub is expecting that we should also get it right this time around. Nigeria is a big country. It's not just a big country, it's a leading country in Africa. So whatever we get right at the level of Nigerians, other countries also emulate. Okay. A lot of countries that are waiting for Nigeria to get it right, to take a lead. Once they take a lead, follow. So at this time, we can't fail Africa, because if Nigeria fail, it means that Africa has, actually failed. So we are watching them, and we're also monitoring them very closely in terms of implementing the African Standard of Democracy, elections, and governance. So that is how good at where we are and where we are waiting for them. So far, so good with what they have done. And I think we have not seen so much of violation of human rights. Of course, the rule of laws has been observed, the constitution is being observed. According to the new electoral bill that will be signed, I don't see any areas where they have so far violated and whatever and all that. But that is just the beginning. So the journey is
still very far.
Very far ahead.
Okay, now we are talking with Honorable Dr. Tunji John Ashaolu, representative of Social and Cultural Council, African Union, right?
Yes.
All right. Now you talked about democracy. Are we really practicing it the way it should be in Nigeria?
Yeah. What do you mean about democracy? Whether we are really practicing it or not? I think I would say yes, as long as the military are not the one in the power.
It ends that way.
It ends that way. It's by elections. The president is occupying of it in a democratic way. They went to poll and people voted. So every other thing I think is history. So there's no one that said that it's not elected. Even when the election was challenged, it also followed the same the constitutional ways of going to court where you can present your own case, and of course the justice also be given. So these are the process we are all talking about at the level of the National Assembly. They follow the procedures, the rules and procedures is being followed. Even at the state level, the rules and procedures is still followed.
Okay.
And I think so far so good. Though there will be a little bit racist. So the fact now is the constitution being fully implemented. I think, as far as Nigeria is also concerned, it's a sovereign state. So we at the level of the African Union, we monitor. We also make sure that all those framework and the policies, is being implemented. So the roles of the member states is for them to domesticate, to make sure that those framework and policies or started or protocols is being implemented. And I think so far, that is what we are seeing. So it's being implemented.
So you talked about human rights. Human rights.
Yes.
With all the things going on in the country, mob killings, mob actions, and then we had the NSAS protest, that even the whole prosecution that people were expecting, we don't even know how far they've gone as at the moment. So do you really feel that we have that right, that human rights that we're talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it depends on how angles that you are looking at it on, or the determinations of your own human rights. I know that it is right of the government to protect life and property. That is the first human right that we also enjoy. So once those things are not there, in a way, you can say maybe the government have actually violated that right by not providing the adequate security for people.
Or prosecution.
Yeah, but when you also look at the other way around, those people that are being killed, for example, what just took place in the St. Francis Catholic Church in Owo, is not caused by the government. It's not the government that sent people to go and kill them. So it is out of those people that they think that they are not, I don't know, for whatever reason, that just made them to go and claim human right. But the government, in order to also perform their own functions, have also moved into it. At the moment, I know that a lot of investigation is also going on. So that is how the government should also go about it. But I say something, that the citizen, they also have the right, they have the power in their hands as we are moving to a poll. What they should be asking for those that are contesting at the moment is, can you guarantee our security? Can you guarantee that an ordinary citizen, wherever at what level we go to bed and sleep with our two eyes, so as long that those one can say, yes, we can give you this, that is the first thing that they should look at. It's not about whether the person's appearance. They shouldn't talk about whether someone is sick or is not sick. They shouldn't talk about someone, maybe where you come from, whether your religion or not, as long that you can guarantee the safety of lives and property, as long as you can end this insecurity, that someone can wake up in Ekiti and find his way in Borno State without any hindrances as regards to the movements of the people. And I think that is what we should also be looking at. Someone that can also guarantee an education that can compare in terms of the standardization with other counterparts in other countries, that you can that you've not seen in Nigeria, traveling with a green passport, and it look like an outcast as, where are you coming from? And these are the kind of issues that we should be bringing forward to our leader. Can you guarantee this? As long as they can say, yes, I will fix it. To me, I think I will gladly go to poll and close my eyes and press my tongue for that fellow.
All right, I will gladly go to poll and press my tongue for that fellow. That's the word of Honorable Dr. Tunji John Ashaolu. Now, we want to get your final word on for the contestants of presidential candidates generally.
I think you should, like I just said, you should also put for before them at the level of the African Union. We have a lot of framework, particularly at the moment we have what is called African Union Agenda 2063. The Agenda 2063 is a framework for development. It has, spending it on just like our other counterpart, the Agenda 2030 at the level of the United Nations. The Agenda 2063 is a 50 years plan for the development. How to domesticate that thing in Nigeria, I think, to me, is an advice that I will give to whoever that is also coming on board to look at it critically. Number one, the rules of law in terms of the separations of power must also be observed. Number two, the peace and security, which actually talk about that all guns must be silent without, any outside of playing games. Then the education must also look at, because that is what's also guaranteed the future for some months now. Now students are being at home. How can you fix this and make sure that such issue will not even, occur? Then, of course, the economic must also revitalization. The revitalization of economics is very key. And so those gentlemen talking about our debt are enter over 40 trillion, with a specific focus on job creations, because we need to raise as many as young CEOs. That is what's also guaranteed the futures and the security of this country, and of course the infrastructural development, the human capital development. So to me, I will advise whoever that is also coming on board to also base their campaign strategy on those areas. That is what we also look at. That also guarantees us for, yes, we should back them up, whoever that can bring those things on board.
Thank you so very much, Honorable Dr. Tunji John Ashaolu. He's the Nigerian representative, African Union Economic, Social and Cultural Council, AU ECOSOC. And we want to thank you for coming here with EKENE this Saturday.
Thank you very much, brother, for having me.
All right, that's the much that we can take on with EKENE EZEPUE this